You just get that shirt made?
Man, my plug dropped it off. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to shout out to my dog. Yeah.
Where to go with that?
It's fitting.
Wearing it too.
Now, see, I beat him to the punch. See, you know what I'm saying? See, he didn't want to, you know, give up his plug, so somebody dropped it off. You know what I'm saying? And I figured I could get some just as much as exposure for the T-shirts with Coach Rivera as if I was wearing the one too. You know what I'm saying? So he say I got the hat plug and he got the shirt plug, but I think I just got a shirt plug too. So.
What does North think of your North impression?
Huh?
What does North think of your North impression?
He loves it. He loves it. Well, he's getting a lot of pub about it. Miss Nancy likes it. So I think that's all that matters.
Anything else?
Anything? Y'all good?
No. I'm just trying to think
Process and sure.
I got one for you.
What you got?
Take me back to Flat Shoals Park and playing with Morgan. What are your memories of that time?
To be honest with you, if you really from Atlanta, you know it wasn't Flat Shoals Park. It was North Clayton. It's North Clayton Park. And Morgan Burnett was the absolute truth. We had a running back. Shout out to my dog, Jabbar Colbert. He was a running back. And he had a ponytail with a cut, like, he had like a tail, extended tail. Like his hair was cut, but he had a tail. And I wanted one just because of Jabbar. And those two literally won games off of quarterback bootlegs and like halfback power. And we probably had the best defense. I remember one time, you know, our team was so dominant that we cried like the 5th, 6th game of the year when the team scored on us. That's how dominant we were. And for us, you know, our coaches coached perfection. And whatever position you played starting up, it was a highly likely chance he was going to play that position all the way through unless you went and played somewhere else. And I was playing linebacker and running back, predominantly linebacker, and Morgan was the quarterback. Yeah, I didn't start playing quarterback until actually Morgan went and played middle school because we was in 2 different counties. In Clayton County, you could play, they had middle school ball. Well, in Fulton County, they didn't. I don't think they still got it either.
Yeah, what's the best block you've ever thrown?
Best block? It'd have to be junior college. It wasn't even a block. It was a onside kick. We was playing Northeast Oklahoma. And it was like an onside kick, and I was on the hands team for obvious reasons, having good hands. And I nailed the defender, and it felt so good. But we recovered the ball, but that was one for the ages for me. But all the other stuff, it's pretty solid. I just make sure that my guy, when it all comes down to it, I just try to make sure that my guy isn't, you know, the guy that makes the tackle, because I know when guys like DJ, Cupid, and those guys had the ball in their hands, man, they're extremely dangerous, and I just want to uphold my end of the bargain.
Why is that important to you? I mean, the other quarterbacks, like Brady the other night, his block that wasn't a block, he kind of ducked under the guy. And
2 different quarterbacks. That don't mean I'm better than him. That don't mean he's better than me. We just possess different traits, and you know, I feel as if it means a lot to me. If I can make a block, I'm gonna bust my ass in doing it, because it sets a tone for the team, not only for people on our team to see it, but it's, you know, preparing, and you see a quarterback is willing to sell out for his team the way I do. And you know, I'm always talking about the guys about 2 things: focus and effort. If you can focus and that effort, because coaches can't teach that, and I'm a big opponent of that. I hope people see it in the way I play and my whole approach to the game.
how
How much do you enjoy just lowering your shoulder and initiating that contact whenever you can?
I really don't like it like that. I just like the big play. You know what I'm saying? Like if I were to hit somebody and they don't go to the ground, I'd be disappointed because it'd be like, man, it's just a waste of time. But if I make a small block, if I kind of shield somebody and then it goes for a long run, a la Philadelphia, then I'm good with that. I will hate for me to just sell out and try to hit somebody as hard as I can, and it's like a negative play. Nah, ain't with it.
Cam, how much in common or dissimilar do you think you are to Big Ben Roethlisberger as a quarterback?
Another different in players. I have so much respect for Ben, Super Bowl winning quarterback, won a lot in this league, very cerebral, very understanding of what defenses tries to do, and for him to be such a big guy, he's real good with his feet and being patient in the pocket. That's what I've learned from him. And like in the offseason, I really take a scan of a lot of different guys, and his understanding of, number one, where his receivers are is like second to none. Because he can be looking over here, then all of a sudden scan back over here and have perfect timing to be on time for that particular route. And the play is never over with Big Ben.
Compared to years past, what would you say your confidence level is in all the pieces that you have around you?
You asking me how confident am I?
No. Compared to years past, with the group of weapons you had, how much confidence do you have in them compared to years past?
You're asking me my confidence level? Confidence with me?
No, as far as this group and how they've evolved over this past 3 games, this winning stretch.
You're asking me. I'm just teasing. But listen, man, it starts with the inner self. And I have ultimate confidence in myself knowing that I put in a lot of work to make sure that come game day, Sundays, Mondays, and in this case Thursdays, that I'm ready to rock and roll. And when your peers or your teammates looking at you as, one of the leaders on his team, that confidence is contagious. So obviously when those guys are feeling themselves or they're feeling like, I'm good, then I look at their eyes and I see, well, we're going to be all right today, you know what I'm saying? But confidence in itself has to start, internal for yourself, and then everything else will take care of itself.
Talked about kind of the work you put in. We know how you take care of your body. How does an abbreviated week affect that and challenge you to kind of?
You crunch a lot of days together. So your Monday workout is now your Wednesday workout. So what you usually do on Wednesday, you do on Monday. What you usually do on Thursday, you do today. What you do on Fridays, you do tomorrow. And you just stay on rhythm.
Hard, especially for a quarterback on a quick bounce back week?
No, not really. Taking into consideration the previous game, I really didn't take a lot of hits or shots like that. But all in all, I feel good.
Cam, you and Antonio Brown seem to kind of just hit it off. What is it about the two of you that just get along so well? And have you guys always been close, or when did you kind of first start becoming?
No, to be honest with you, I just reached out to him and a couple other players this past offseason, and I'm always kind of trying to find different wrinkles to implement in my own game. Just like I said, watching Big Ben is something that a lot of people probably didn't know, but I do. But I just reached out to him and a couple other players and told them, like, I want to come work out with you. I want to document it, sit on the documentations, and just when we look back a couple years from now, we're going to see, like, this is why this person is how he is. Like, look at the way he prepares. And for the first time this year, people are kind of getting the sense of why I am the way I am, because the urge to post so much on social media, but it's been like that. And when I reached out to AB, I told him, I was like, man, I'm a fan. Like for so many different other players, And he was the one that, was available. And I told him, look, I'm coming to you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about getting my own hotel or whatever. I just really want to see how can I implement certain things that you do, and also, just kind of sit back and be in awe. And I was, for a guy like him, he's got so many different reasons to say, all right, I am who I am, and, I've been dominating this league for multiple years, the top leading receiver in receptions and yards as well as touchdowns, but he still goes as hard as, he's had something to prove out of college, as a late round pick. But, for him, I got even more respect for him, spending those couple of days with him and his family and, seeing how he work and grind.
Cam, Cap said yesterday that playing in those Thursday night games kind of gives him a extra something because, he likes the spotlight and just kind of have those big spotlight, on the game. Does playing in those Thursday night games add a little extra something for you?
No, not really. It's another game. I know this Thursday night is kind of a anticipated one because it's two really good teams that's playing, and no disrespect to any other teams, but it is what it is. I just feel like this game's going to come down to execution. It's going to be a hostile environment. We understand that, and we know that just like they're going to get our best shot, we're going to give them our best shot as well.
You mentioned reaching out to AB and looking for new wrinkles and everything. How satisfied were you with what you guys got out of each other?
I don't know. I can't speak for him, but he's literally like a nocturnal beast. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was bad. No, the reason I say that is, we had late workouts. I'm talking about like 10 p.m.-ish. And it was like our second or third one of the day. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he feels the urge to work, he works. And I respect it. If he can get some lights on the field, he got a quarterback to throw on the ball, he trying to work. And he's one of those guys. We had a situation where it ended up being like after the second or third day, people started catching on. So certain players or people started wanting to work out with us. And he looks down on people just as any competitor would if your working out mentality isn't up to his standards. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me sitting back. I don't report to him. He don't report to me. It's just something that I'm a fly on the wall and I'm just observing, from the music that you listen to, the drinks that you drink, are you a water drinker, Gatorade drinker, muscle, whatever, you know what I'm saying, with everything. And he just refused to kind of, have people around that's not going to push him. And that's something that you got to respect about him because he sets the tone. And from what I've seen now, it's like, shit, let me pick my stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I don't want to waste nobody's time. I damn sure don't want to waste my time. I'm sorry man, don't show this to my mom, please. But for him, it's a wonder why he is who he is. His mentality is different. His work ethic is supreme and superior, and it shows on Sundays.
Yeah, one more thing on AB. You referenced some of the social media posts.
Mm-hmm.
He has called you the drip king, and a lot of times in some of your posts, he's put that you're, the goat emoji with the drip emoji. Mm-hmm. What does it mean to you to have his support in that area of your?
Let me tell you this, and it came up a question, just an internal conversation that I had after the game. People don't realize football players have just as much style as other sport players. We don't look down on them. We don't look up to them. We are fans of them, but they have more opportunity. And a person may look at like, well, why can't I always wear a shirt? We only at best or at worst get 16 opportunities to show, while NBA has 82 plus playoffs. So, and we're masked athletes too. So anytime you get an opportunity to kind of show what you can kind of do, you want to put extra emphasis on it. I'm not saying going out and wearing an orange suit that favors Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber, but if you can pull it off, you better pull it off, you know what I mean? But for him and a lot of other guys in this league, man, I just know it's a lot of people that's applying pressure for the sauce god in the NFL, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just happy to be in the contentions. I got a number of players that I can just rip off and just show my homage to and pay homage to them, and we all are fans of each other. You know what I'm saying? I know on Sundays we try to rip each other's heads off and, you know, show this macho side of us, but it is kind of cool to, you know, have other people's respect, because I sure have so much respect for other players in this league.
For some of the earlier guys that you had a lot of respect for from a fashion or style standpoint?
I mean, it just happens. You know, coming into this league, you have so many just unknowing questions for how do people, you know, get ready? What days do they get ready? How do they pick their clothes? Who goes shopping for them? And, you know, for a couple of years, you know, as now, especially with social media so permanent in this society, you know, you can look online and just, you know, like everything that you like from different players in the league that you may know, may not know, may know of, may not know of, other sports, and either entertainers or even people that is not even a face, you know what I'm saying, and they may not never know. Like I literally ghost follow, you know, look on their page and, you know, try to get some type of inspiration, but, you know, a lot of us do that too. I know you do. We've had that conversation. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of, did you ever like the picture though?
I don't get on that.
But how do you know?
The young reporters keep me abreast.
You're one of them guys, huh? Yeah.
I'm on Facebook with all the old people.
Facebook, MySpace too, huh? You got a Christian mingle, huh?
No, don't get me in trouble.
All right, I'm sorry.
I had asked a couple guys yesterday about Coach Rivera, and I talked to Luke about how he's able to stay so even keel, and Luke talked about how it's helped y'all with the Eagles game coming back to win. It helped you guys during that 2015 Super Bowl season. How much does having a coach like him help you on this short week, you know, going into the Thursday night game?
Well, I mean, he's a vet now. I've always respected, you know, the moxie that Coach Rivera has, and that's just the type of person that he is. His beliefs in people, his loyalty to people is something that I've never seen probably in a coach. And when he has that belief in you, you know, sometimes he gives me an extra boost because, you know, the way he's talking with so much affirmation and firmness of, you know, you're this, you're that, you know, go out there and do this and do that. And you listening to it like, that's how you feel, Coach? All right, well, hell, I can run through this wall for you, you know what I'm saying? It just gives you so much confidence. And we have so many different egos on this team, as you would imagine, from TD, Luke, Frazier, myself. You know, I'm the modest one out the group, but Greg, Khalil, I mean, the list goes on, and we all mesh together. We have just as much leadership as we got guys who are our leaders that still learn from other guys as well.
Whenever someone puts a team together and you got all the pieces, you think you got this guy, this guy, this guy. You think of the Eagles years ago, Vince Young, I think, called them the all-star team or something like that, but the pieces didn't come together. This team, it seems like the pieces are truly coming together like a puzzle. Do you see that and feel that week by week happening?
I've learned this from an old wise man. Harmony. Harmony is everything. Chemistry is everything. This may not be the best talented team that I've probably ever been on, but it's getting up there with guys that are really meshing and linking up perfectly. And no matter how much talent you got, no matter how much promise you got, potential, skill set, whatever synonym you want to place right there in the blank, but harmony is so important. And you know, and it shows not only through the good times, but the bad times as well. And that's what this team is kind of developing for themselves and for ourselves is, listen, you know, we may not necessarily be the best team in the league, but we damn sure going to be the best team when we play. And that's all that matters.
We had Rondé Barber on our pregame show on Fox this weekend. We asked him, like, where does that aspect fit in such an analytical world today? How underrated is that aspect when analytics are taking sports over?
We are often sidetracked by analytics, fantasy, this, that, and the third, when it all comes down to the boys in the locker room. Do they play for each other, or do they play for themselves? You know, we had so many situations this year where it comes down to decisions. Do I run this route hard? Do I keep the ball? Do I do this? Do I do that? And have instant gratification or delayed gratification for a bigger purpose. And you got guys on this team who are willing to play selfless for each other because it means just as more, if not more, to help out another person rather than to help out themselves, because in essence it's the same thing. Appreciate it.